The next practice we're going to do is a 2-point perspective house. So remember when we talked about 1-point perspective, we said the first thing we need to do is draw our horizon line. So what's going to be a little bit different about this one is we want our horizon line to be a little bit higher in our space rather than halfway. So that way we have room to put our house below the horizon line. So for this, I'm going to take and measure down about 2 inches. And I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to measure down 2 inches on the other side and make a mark. And then I'm going to connect those 2 marks to create my horizon line. So that's going to be my horizon line. Now remember, the next step when you draw in perspective is you need to establish your vanishing points. Now this is 2-point perspective, so we have 2 vanishing points. These vanishing points are going to be found on either end of the horizon line. So I have my right vanishing point and I have my left vanishing point. Now the next step, we still want to draw the part of the object that faces us, but this time it's going to be the corner of the object rather than a flat shape. So to create the corner of the object, I'm going to just draw a vertical line towards the bottom of my paper. I don't want to go all the way to the bottom, but I'm going to draw maybe a 3-inch line here, vertical line that falls about halfway between the two. So that's going to be the corner of my house. Now step 4, you might remember, is connecting things to the corner, doing the corner check. So we have a corner at the top, we have a corner at the bottom. There's not much to our shape, but we're going to see if we can connect it to our vanishing points without running into anything. Yes, we can. So we go ahead and we draw our line of convergence. Then we go to the bottom of our corner here, and again we connect it to our vanishing point. And this is starting to form the side of the house. And I need to do the same thing with my right vanishing point. So each time I do the corner check, I have to check both vanishing points. So I can connect the top and bottom to the right vanishing point. Now that I'm finished with this, I don't want my house to go on forever. It has to stop. So I'm going to add a parallel line that will show where the side of the house will end. So I'm adding a parallel vertical line right here. And then because that's where the house stops, I can take and erase where my lines go beyond that part of the house. The next side also needs to stop, so I can decide maybe I want it to be longer this direction. It's completely up to you where you want to add your vertical line, but keep in mind these two need to be parallel. Be careful that your ruler's not at an angle or your house will look a little funny. So once I have that vertical line, I can go ahead and erase my lines of convergence that fall beyond that. So I have one side of my house, here's the other side of my house. Now the next step, I want to create a roof to the house. Now you'll remember from 1-point perspective, we talked about finding the middle of something in perspective. You can connect your opposite corners. So I want to find the middle of this side to help me draw my roof. So I'm going to connect the opposite corners just very lightly because I'm going to end up erasing this. And where they intersect, that's where my center is in perspective. So I'm going to line up my ruler with my art, the top of my art space here. I'm going to line up where it's intersecting, and I'm going to draw a vertical line that extends up beyond my side here to create the point of my roof. So this is going to be the apex of the roof of my house. So the next step that I need to do now is connect from this point to the corner. And then I'm going to connect from the top of the line I just drew to the other corner. So this creates the roof line of the house. Now I have a lot of extra lines that I don't need, so I can take and I can erase those. Remember, that's why we're drawing light, because we do a lot of erasing with perspective. Okay, so there's my roof line. But this side of the roof I still have to draw. So I need to connect and do my corner check to see if I can add dimension. Now here's what's different about 2-point perspective. If the points fall on the right side of your main corner, you're going to add the dimension by connecting to your opposite vanishing point. So right side would connect to the left side, and if your points fall on the left side, they're going to connect to your right vanishing point. So I'm going to start right here with the top of my roof, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect it to my right vanishing point. Then I check this one. I can't connect because I draw through my house. I can't connect this one. I would draw through my house. So those are all my corners that are to the right of my main corner of the house. So now I'm going to take a look at the left side, and I have two corners over here that I can check. So I can look and see, nope, I draw through my roof, but I could do this one, but as I'm looking at this, that would make a really funny shaped roof. So we don't actually want to use that. But if we remember, we can also use parallel lines to finish our roof. So if we take our ruler and line it up here, and we keep it parallel at the same angle, and draw our line from here to here, now that looks a little bit better for our roof. So we're gonna use that for our roof line. So the next step, you can add a door. This falls the same way that we did a door for 1-point perspective. You start with a vertical line, you line it up with your vanishing point, you draw over however far you want the door to go, then you add another vertical line to end the door. And you could do that a couple of times to create the door frame, depending on how detailed you want your house dimensions to be, or house detailed, sorry, not dimensions, how detailed you want your house to be. And then I could put a doorknob on there. I could add a window if I wanted to. Again, add a vertical line. Now this isn't parallel, so I'm going to erase. It was kind of at an angle. So I'm going to try again. So again, making sure my line is nice and parallel. Again, drawing my line back towards my vanishing point. So whenever you're on a side and you're adding your horizontal line, you don't want to have it be a flat horizontal line. You want to connect it to your vanishing point. So that creates kind of a window and a door on that side. Let's put a nice big window on this side. So again, I start with the side of my window, and again, draw back however big I want this window to be. And then I can add another vertical line to show where it stops, and erase. And so that just gives some detail to our house. Okay.